Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm feeling a lot more energized. I'm feeling like I want to play a game with you guys. A really cool, fun game that I found on Steam. Played it a little bit with some other people, and it's a game that you guys play with me. It's called King of the Castle, and essentially how it works is you guys in Twitch chat. There's a little extension there that'll guide you on instructions. But we're going to start a new dynasty here. I'm all connected. We are Scarf the Magnificent. Magnificent. Can I spell magnificent? I think that's how you spell it. We're going to use he, him pronouns. We are of the Dremel Dynasty. Yes. And we will begin. We're playing on Twitch with you guys. And now we get to choose the people. I am personally, from what I've seen, I really like the Patricians. I think they're a very interesting faction. I like the Counts. They're vampires. To give a one-word summary, essentially seafaring merchants or Venice, vampires, and then Vikings. We're gonna put in there, and then now you guys join in. We need at least one for every faction, so if you guys are in, you can in the chat type in !join, the extension there. Hello. The extension there should help you out with it. Can you pick barons? Yeah, sure, why not? Who should it replace? Do you have a recommendation on who you want it to replace? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna replace the chiefs. I like the other two too much. We'll put barons. All right. As requested, we will have barons. I am a benevolent monarch. I'm willing to help out my people. All right. Not even, can I move you? I don't know if I can move you. No, I'm sorry. Well, the barons are in here in spirit, and that's what matters. We are going to wait a little bit just for the room to fill up a little bit, or at least get enough people in here to start the game. But oh no, I think you can actually join a specific region if you want. Up here, you can type in join region. So if you want to try that, since we have time. But I hope you guys are doing well. Since we're just kind of sitting here waiting for the heaps to flood in, we're just going to chill here and wait. Because we need at least 3 people in this game. Oh yeah, sure. I think so. Yeah. There is a specific command that you can say that you can join. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Up here, you can say join march or join barons. So we're gonna do this one more time. But just remember, just type in join barons. That's interesting. Oh, own the game. Okay, sorry. That's interesting. Okay. Sorry about that, man. Really trying to get you into the Baron slot, but it's just not happening. I'm trying everything I can to change it, man. Here's what I'm gonna try now. I'm gonna try one more time. It's still early, so it does not want you in the Barons. You are too powerful. Yeah, that's true. At least it's changing it up what it is. Wow. I'm sorry, man. I'm really befuddled at why it's working. Let's do it again. Sure. It's still early enough that like I'm willing to help out a bro in need. All right. This is just what the stream is gonna be. This stream is gonna be troubleshooting until people show up. Oh my god. This is like the ultimate RNG. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I can't change you. That seems kind of weird that I can't just straight up change you. You know what? Honestly, I have nothing better to do. We are just going back and forth. We're waiting for people to come on in, so. Yay! We got him! We got him, boys! Hey! after all this, it finally turned out. If it's okay, could you manage with they them just so we don't have to worry about it? Would that be all right, or do we want to? Okay. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I obviously don't want to have you using wrong pronouns, but at the same time, I'm like, we have literally done this whole rigmarole trying to figure out. That's fair. That's very fair. I'm trying to think if there's something else I can do while we're waiting for people to show up. But I don't know if there's really anything I can do at the moment. So, honestly, I'm willing to vibe here for a little bit. Just let some people roll in. We're gonna chill for a while. Oh, hey! Thanks for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid, Ephra Bulbazar. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Oh, I keep getting a pop-up. Oh, we got a member of the patricians. We need one more person to join and we can start the game. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Join the kingdom, please. We shall begin our journey. Forthright and forsooth. I don't think that's what forsooth means. Oh no, forsooth means like yes, means like affirmative, so. Well, thank you, I appreciate it. Every little bit counts. I still appreciate it. How was your stream, Ephra? How'd your stream go? Oh, nice, nice. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and helping a new dynasty take root. We just need one more person. Hey, oh hey, King Israel. I think you spelled join wrong. Thank you so much for the follow. I remember seeing you last night when I was testing out the game, so nice to see you. Hello, how you doing? Just so you're aware, I think you did misspell join in the command. You said John. All right, cool. Well, we have everyone in, and anyone who wants to join can still join. I don't worry about it. We're gonna begin the game just to kind of get things rolling. But if you want to join, you still can at any point over the stream by using the command !dream. The monarch wins. Acquire an heir, then complete your ambition to win. Your first reign will likely end in disaster. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Keep an eye on the region's schemes. If they pass their stages, they'll win the game. Be careful of the region's define stat. If it gets too high, the regions may rebel against you. To win, pass all 3 stages of your scheme. Each stage requires you to get the stats to certain levels, which affects the votes. How you vote is up to you for your region's schemes to stop other schemes or is good for the kingdom. If your defined stat is high enough, you can rebel. This pauses your scheme and is risky, especially if you have low military. And 3 events to play. Click 1 to get started. All right, cool. So we have the march to the south, the coast to the west and north, and to the east, the counts. Let's begin. Heir and ambition. The monarch must acquire an heir and complete their ambition to win the game. A spouse is useful, but not necessary. Complete the ambition before a scheme or rebellion usurps you, or before you lose all authority, treasury, or stability. All right, gotcha. This is your monarch, the streamer's character. They'll appear in most stories, but not all. These are the character's stats. If any of them are 0 at the start of a season, the game will end. These are the region stats. Stats determine which events are generated. If defiance is higher than both authority and stability, a region can trigger a rebellion. This will pause their scheme and is risky if military is low. You can scroll through the full list of nobles and their wealth here. So, here we are, our 3 nobles to start the game. Your Majesty, the first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles in council will scheme against you and hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. Oh no. To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and improve you're worthy of the crowd by completing an ambition. My question is this: when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Ooh. This is interesting. So I get to choose mine. Well, I know that the patrician's goal is... I guess the question is, who do I want to align myself with? Because I know the patricians tend to focus more on trade and money. I don't quite know what the barons focus on, and I know the counts dislike faith. So, I'm willing to side myself early with the patricians. Or at least focus on trade, because trade tends to be very beneficial. I'm going to say we're going to focus on... Well, no, this is hard for me. I'm going to say I'm going to focus on stability. Because stability is nice for me. An admirable aim. So my goal is stability. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. All right. That was great. I chose my goal. I'm looking for stability. Now that you're the king, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Your nobles hail from all... Your nobles hail from all across the kingdom. The desolate east, the wealthy coast, and of course, the bleak march. We're going to introduce ourselves to the Counts of the East. It's an honor to finally make your acquaintance, Sir Grace. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. Introduce the patricians of the coast. Thank you, Countess King Israel. King Israel. A premium noble. This is a player who has bought King. Chancellor just insulted my entire country. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is a player who bought King of... Okay, cool. Good to know. A pleasure, your august majesty. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign, and the barons of the march. Hail and well met, your highness. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape, With that, the introductions are done. The council immediately fills with raised voices as nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sit back. You sigh and sit back. Wow, I'm also working with a brain that's not fully awake. My pardon. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. All right. And finally, coronation. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place. Oh, right, I got it. Understood. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Should I be giving the orders now? Of course, Your Majesty, but to delay any longer would make the nobles restless. And when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. Very well, what must I do? As tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. What? But it's my coronation. This isn't an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to be run past a council vote, even this. Shall we call the nobles in? All right, choices and stats. Certain choices will change stats. Some choices will do so with and indicate the choices here in charge here. Not all choices that change stats have these indicators, but they do not show the region affected. These are the upcoming choices for your nobles to vote on. Each of these may change stats in some way. The monarch can change how a vote is run with a law. You may use one law per vote. Try using your veto on one of the options you dislike. When the vote opens, nobles vote using the command !vote followed by a choice letter. Example of vote A. The monarch may close the vote at any time after all nobles have voted or the timer hits 0. All right. So now I have to think about what I want to do here. Well, we definitely want the throw the king into the river. Amazing. We want higher stability. That's for sure. And our treasury is pretty good. I think right now I'm going to Yeah, I gotcha. I'm going to veto B because I'm going to put a hard stop on people messing with my stability at the moment. And now we may vote. An immediate vote for throwing me into the river. So cast your votes. I got the Irish flag for real. Nice. All right, we got a tie. I don't know if Efra is still here, but if I know that they were heading out. I'm gonna give a little bit of time in case anyone would like to join and vote. Anyone? Going once. Going twice. All right. The vote is tied at 1. Now I get to choose. Well, farming is nice. I don't really want to lower my authority, however, stability is nice. And I have a feeling we're going to be able to do that. So I'm going to side with C for now. Throw the king to the river. I got an achievement for that. This shows how much stats have been changed. Is decided the king will be thrown in the river. Stability is up, authority is down. Let me get changed out of my nice robes. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the banks... Oh, okay. When you climb up back the banks, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination? Ooh, excuse me. Is it your imagination or some of the nobles' stifling giggles? End the season. We've gotten all the events done. Now we can end the season. All right, we're going to end the season here. Schemes. Each region will now vote on one of 3 randomly selected schemes. Schemes are made of 3 stages with specific stat requirements. Passing all 3 scheme stages places region's claimant on the throne, winning the game. All right. Is anyone in the patricians right now? Yeah, Efra's still in. Okay. Florian of the Ephra Bulbasaur family, infamous former pirate, scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of King Scarf the Magnificent. Something must be done. All right. Patricians, vote on your scheme. Although I don't know if Efra is still here, but if Efra is... Oh, thank you, Efra. Lower the treasury. All right. Voting is closed. All right, your goal is to lower the treasury. You want to make me poorer. The patricians plan to sink the king under an ocean of debt. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 3 seasons. All right. Let's see what the Baron's scheme is. Matthias of the Ardadenis bloodline, infamous Marcher Hellion, stands before a blazing hearth, roaring with arms outstretched. When have the barons of the march backed down from a fight? Never. I'll show you, or I know you'll do what it takes to put me, your rightful king, on the throne. Arda, thank you. Okay, gotcha. All right, Arda. What is your goal? C, lower authority. That is smart because it's already lowered. All right, I see you. The Republic of Kirth has this substance called gunpowder. With enough of that, the barons could take over the kingdom. Of course, a sensible king would never allow one region to hoard such a thing. To do so secretly, the barons must ensure their trading partners don't fear the king's wrath. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower the authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. So you're already there. Meaning I have to raise my authority very soon. Sasha of King Israel's dynasty, notorious Eastern elder, leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. My fellow counts, in ancient times, the East has its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false King Scarf the Magnificent wears the crown. All right. What is your goal in this? Lower the own defiance. Ooh. That's a very interesting goal, actually. I think you'll actually be able to get that one. I'm fine with you getting that one. Yeah, I think all... that's not true. The counts had one to raise stability, actually. The count plans to swap the real king for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. To advance their scheme, the counts must keep their defiance at 4 or less for 4 seasons. That's going to be a little tough. Here you can review the region's schemes and their claimants. When you have an heir, they will appear on the right side of this page. If your reign ends abruptly, the nobles will vote for the next monarch. This vote is between the 2 regions with the highest combined stats and your heir, if you have one. All right. Cool. So we have our heading. I'm very excited. Law of the land. Here you can adopt a new law that alters how the vote is run. Okay, cool. You can only adopt. Okay. Ooh, I need stability. Authority is nice. Yes, I get you. Although I really like Golden Choice, stability for my goals right now is going to be the make or break. And especially if I know that a lot of you are going to be voting on one thing, it means that I can get some cheeky stability. We have there, and there. Okay. We'll go from south to north, just for sake of presentation. Your Majesty, the Archduke of Sal has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our 2 great nations. By the 9th great nation, the island of Sal is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. Generally do the crown and events last. Gotcha. And I heard it isn't even a proper marriage anyway. The Archduke is marrying a fish. The groom is a fin folk, one of the denizens of the sea. Perfectly sapient and actually amphibious. Interesting. Well, the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing the king to attend. Oh, so... Okay. Well, this is interesting. I believe that love wins. I believe that if you want to marry a fish and they're perfectly sapient and both people are consenting, I have no reason to believe that that should not be it. So, I'm going to, because there are only 3, I might as well use it. I'm going to put my vote on A, because I want that sweet stability, and also I personally just think that it's fine. But cast your votes. This is democracy manifest. Enjoying a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Wow. Pretty much unanimous that we should all go to the wedding. Love wins. Hashtag love wins. Of course the king should attend the wedding. Why wouldn't he? Excellent, the wedding is scheduled for next year. I'll inform the Archduke that you shall be delighted to attend. This kingdom is sliding to madness. When it's announced that you will attend the wedding, the patricians are naturally scandalized. Well, your defiance went up. But the peasants, sentimental as ever, are in favor of your decision. Public opinion turns against the overly strict church. And faith goes down, stability goes up. All right, cool. Giant spiders. I love it already. Your Majesty, a forest on my land has been completely overrun by giant spiders. Some are as big as horses. That is terrifying. The trees are shrouded in webs, and the travelers are going missing. We must put a stop to this. Challenges. Okay, so challenges. Okay, got it. Ooh, interesting. What are we feeling with this? What is the general opinion of what we should be doing here? Because I have my opinion, but I want to know what your opinion is. Because I am someone who wants to scheme a little bit, and I will say we can only do one of these for the next one, so I might as well veto. I'm gonna veto C. We're not spending any of my money. Cast your votes. Thank you so much for the follow, William Ildora. Really appreciate it. Hello there, General Kenobi. General Kenobi. I've been waiting for this moment. For someone to say hello there and I can do the overdone joke. But it is a funny joke. Are we all learning to exist with the giant spiders? Gonna give it a few more seconds. Although I think that is majority. At least at the moment, right? Yeah, that's majority. Alright. Coexisting with the spiders. We must learn to coexist with the giant spiders. Hope the defiance has gone up. Which is actually good for me. Coexist, they're monsters, mandibles dripping with venom, snatching merchants off the road and stringing them up to suck them dry. No harm in trying it out. No harm? Tell that to the next poor soul that they find hanging upside down with no juices left in their body. You send your chancellor to Quail University. Perhaps the scholars will have some ideas of how you and the spiders can exist peacefully. That actually was very good for me, because it delayed your, or at least it's on the road of delaying your scheme a little bit. Because we want your defiance to actually go up a bit. But anyway, we only have one thing left, and it's the honor guard. Now that you are king, you need personal protection. Why I could plunge my sword into your heart right now? Could I not? I suppose so. You need an honor guard to keep you safe from such dangers, Your Majesty. Unfortunately, this is a political decision. What are my options? Each region offers a selection of elite guards, the counts with Knights of Order of Drowned Roses. The patricians with the champion gladiators from the arena, and the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'll be loyal to coin above all. You know, I'm going off of... I'm actually thinking of going with the barons in this case. Simply because, one, that's the smartest decision. Just from a practical standpoint, and two, really looking at our people right now, they're the only ones who's not trying to either drain my... Although you are trying to challenge my authority. I'm actually going to go with the gladiators. Because the patricians aren't trying to delegitimize my authority and defy against me. So... I'm actually going to go with the gladiators in this one. A band of low-born crooks who've turned themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable. but can you trust them? You know what? In this case, I'm going to make the decision. It might be stupid, but I will make that decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. Oh, yeah, okay. We're not... The foreign mercenaries are actually, like, a very bad decision, then. I don't need an honor guard. Yeah, okay. We also want your defiance to go up. Everyone is trying to kill you, gotta jiggle. It's true. I'm still gonna go with the gladiators because I want your defiance to go up. And the barons could go up a little bit in defiance and I'd be okay. All right, I will make the arrangements at once. The gladiators arrive a few weeks later. The men are bare-chested and the women are underdressed, eager to show off their bodies as much as their weaponry. They gather beneath your throne and begin oiling themselves up. I've made the correct decision, I think. If anything, it'll really unsettle people when they try to attack me. End the season. Buildings. Oh, so this is you guys. You can fund people now. Nobles can use their wealth to bid any building in any region, which can affect a stat. It is done through an auction. There are only two most funded buildings that are chosen. When the auction is open, nobles can fund with the following command. Fund A with X, X being personal wealth. So basically you say the letter and how much money you are investing. Ready, start auction. Okay. All right. Start the auction. You would. Wait, $1? Starting off at $1. Okay. Come on, guys. The counts and patricians need to start funding some things right now, or else we're only gonna get one new building. Come on. Anyone? It's gonna be one thing. It's gonna lower my authority. Just a reminder, if anyone would like to join, all you need to do is !join in the chat, and you'll be in. All right. Literally one thing, and it lowered my authority. Thanks, buddy. Okay. All right. Well, we're finding a spouse next, so that's gonna be fun. The Counts, Your Serene Highness, Your Esteemed Highness. Something most strange has occurred in the Ghost Sea. A new island has risen, halfway between our shores and the Isle of Sal. The Finfolk raised it from the depths using their weird ocean magic. It's true, Your Majesty. The Finfolk raised the island to celebrate the marriage of their prince to the Archduke of Sal. They will gift it to him on the day of the ceremony. This is terrible news. That island is of immense strategic importance. We can't let it fall into Salish hands. Okay. Pay a wizard to sink it back into the sea. I'm actually fine with letting you guys just do whatever. I have no thoughts on this. Just vote. I mean, D is funny. D is funny, but I have a feeling... Oh, no. Are we doing it? Oh, my God. Am I going to have a fish? Am I going to have a fish husband? I mean, I'm okay with it. I did say that love wins, after all. Let's get him gills. Amazing. All right. Anyone else? I'm giving you some time to vote. Anybody? We're going once. Going twice. Sold. I'm going to seduce the fish prince. Let's do this. The scandalous. Capital idea. I have... Sorry, I have always found the finfolk appealing. A silence falls over the council. The nobles glance at each other, coughing and adjusting their collars. Well, you're unattached, and you make a far better match for this finfolk prince than the Archduke than some rainy little island. What's the harm? I'm back just making some oatmeal. Nice. Well, King, here's a little update. I'm going to seduce a fish folk now. I'll seduce the sexy fish man. While I admire your sacrifice, your august majesty. Preparations begin for your clandestine visit to one of the finfolk's undersea villages. Your chancellor has heard of magic reeds that allow the bearer to breathe underwater, but such a thing will take weeks to track down. At least that gives you time to prepare for your underwater visit and buy some waterproof roses. I love it. I think I've already found a spouse. I'm just saying. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, even the spymaster. But there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. I've been busy ruling a kingdom. You'll find better. You'd better find the time. Don't worry. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? Any, really. Excellent. I'll send out the messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. All right. End season. Where is it? Am I missing something? Am I missing the button? Where is it? Am I blind? Why can I not see the button that says end season? There is an event. Where's the event? Oh, I completely missed that. Sorry. Sorry. Oops. Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm the arachnologist you sent for. Having spider problems, Giant spiders, to be precise. We want to learn to live alongside them. That's correct. Ah, yes, they're Tyrannus magnum, colloquially known as the giant spider or the giantula. A fascinating specimen, and with many practical uses. You can raise them as livestock or milk them for their potent venom, or you can harvest their silk, which makes for fine sails and formidable armor. Last but not least, you could train them from birth to be ridden as mighty steeds, who could resist a cavalry regiment that comes into battle atop these mighty arachnids. That would be fucking intimidating. These possibilities are endless. But first, you need to get a hold of some eggs. No easy talk, I'm afraid. Alright, what are we doing? Well, what are we thinking? I do kind of want to fuck with the counts here. C? You like C? Alright. Go ahead. There is a consensus for C. All right. Anyone else who wants to vote? Going once. Going twice. Sold. We're trying the farming challenge. And I got more stability, which is always nice. Local farmers drive their herds into the web-sharded wood. But oh no, we failed! But the starved goats and plague-ridden swine of the east prove unappetizing even for spiders. The arachnids stubbornly stay in their nests. Out of options, you order the forest cordoned off and the spiders left alone. You never hear anything. Oh, well, we actually... That kind of screwed over the counts a little bit. You never hear anything more of the infested wood through Countess King Israel Countess King Israel grumbles that the occasional merchant still goes missing on nearby roads. Okay. Now we can end the season. There we go. Well. Amidst dark and foreboding forest, a small, squat castle sits over the Marcher border. There, at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Look here, our first shipment from Kurth. Incredible. May I see it? Careful with that torch, you fool. You'll blow us to smithereens. So this is the fabled black powder. Incredibly powerful, but we need much, much more to put you on the throne. For the next stage of the Baron scheme, they must raise their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons, which you are already at. You are doing too well, my friend. Here you can set different levels of tax. Okay. Okay. Well, for the counts, I want your defiance to go up. So I'm going to put that on for 1 more. For everyone else, I'm fine with keeping it where it is. But right now, I'm going to use this as a bit of a political weapon to make sure your scheme does not go farther. And also, technically speaking, it also goes against the treasury goal. All right, so we have 3. Stage fright, more Finfolk, which I'm very excited about, but we'll get to that in time. Your Majesty, there have been some strange rumors regarding the grand theater recently built at the Marcher city of Rudhausen. Dang, way to tax the poor, lol. I'm sorry, you're scheming against me. I will level with you. Once your scheme is done and you no longer are trying to lower your defiance, excuse me, then and only then will I tax you less, and I will compensate you for this political machinations of mine. Also, welcome to the game. Which house are you in? You're in the Counts. So the Counts have a little bit more political power now. Your Majesty, there have been some strange rumors regarding the Grand Theater recently built in the Marcher city of Redhausen. People are saying an unscheduled play is performed there at midnight, and that anyone who watches it will die 6 days later. Several deaths have already occurred. Sorry, did you say 6 days? By the 9th, Your Highness, I went and saw that midnight play out of idle curiosity. That was 5 days ago. Well, it was nice knowing you. What happened in the play? Well, there were only 3 actors, members of the daytime cast. They seemed to be in some kind of trance, like they were sleepwalking. The story was a bit unclear. Two of them were allies in a war. They captured the third in battle and then devoured him in some sort of morbid banquet. After that, I got scared, and so I left the theater. Maybe that means I'll live? Why would you attend this creepy play? I'm a noble. I have nothing to do all day. All I have is time and money. Well, it was nice knowing you. Eep! The castle needs to do something. Save me! All right, what are we doing? Well, I'm going to veto D, because that lowers stability and hurts me. I can't do any. Did we send the king? Oh, so the... All right. So you want me to see that? All right, that's fine. That's okay. All right, vote. I have a feeling A's gonna win. I love the chaos of this game. I truly do. It proves that the democratic process is nothing if not lol and random. Thank you so much for the follow, Casual Hoy. Really appreciate it. We're going to give it a little bit more time here in case our new friend here wishes to join the game. Hey, how you doing? Although I think that is majority at the moment, unless... Oh, I get you. Well, I am going to call this vote. I guess I'm going to see the play. We have decided that I'm going to probably marry a fish folk and that I'm going to see a haunted play. Boy, I do love it. It's decided you should go and investigate this midnight play for yourself. Unfortunately, before you go, there's a bad omen. Oh, he's dead. And then he came back because there was only one of the barons. Baron Arda died. Oh, Arda 2. Oh, it's the sequel we've all been waiting for. Arda 2 was right to be worried. They died the next day, convulsing and frothing at the mouth. Their death played on your mind. Your journey down Redhausen and enter the theater at midnight. The lobby is dark and full of jagged shadows. The silence is hungry. Your honor guard accompanying you, but somehow you don't feel comforted by their presence. As you settle onto your seat, someone on stage lights a candle. 3 actors stand in a circle of flickering light. They look like they're sleepwalking, but that doesn't stop them launching into their lines. Try as thou must, usurper, thou cannot prevail. Not against all 8 of us. 8 of you? Thine prime minister hath vanished, which maketh 7. I hath drowned the 3rd, which maketh 6. And my new ally maketh 5. In all versions of Michael Jackson. Ally? I'm sorry, my brother. We are destined to lose this fight if we do not bend the knee. Sister, together we forged this world from stardust. You would turn traitor for this newcomer? The rest of the play unfolds. The 2 newfound allies defeat their enemy, lay him out on the table, and feast together on his flesh. The special effects are worryingly convincing. But in the bloody banquet's aftermath, the actor slips a poisoned seed into the actress's wine. She dies, cursing him for a traitor, as flowers burst from her belly. The curtains close on a scene of tragedy. The actor, the last survivor, steps forward, eyes piercing into the soul. I will let you free, your majesty, without suffering my curse. On one condition, you answer my question. Who was I portraying in that play? Oh, fuck. Wait, 9th God. Right? Anyone? I'm gonna choose 9th God, and I will die if I'm pretty sure it's the 9th God. I will bribe you. Next tax bracket, I will bribe you. I'm willing to bend to that. 9th, thank you. Correct, the usurper. The god who drowned the 3rd and betrayed the 6th and cast my master the 7th into the hells. The actor's voice drips with venom. And that a god worthy of is that a god worthy of worship, your majesty? You fill your churches with his symbol, but you know nothing of his true nature. You are a fly worshipping a child, or you're a fly worshipping the child that tears off its wings. With that, the actor falls still, Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the church either. With that, the actor falls still. He wakes up from his trance, mutters something about needing to get home, and staggers off stage. The demonic presence leaves the theater for good. When you return to the palace unharmed and uncursed, the barons are confused but grateful. A dozen heretical cults spring up around the incident, and the nearby church has to be closed after worshippers are racked with hideous visions of blood and flowers. All right. Interesting. I'm going to be honest with you, I probably didn't need to make that deal, because I'm like, well, it's about the ninth god because they were describing it. But you know what? Fine. I'm willing to cut a deal with the counts this early on in the game. I'm in a good position, and they are actually counts. I would like to add an extra little wrinkle if that is okay. Would you be okay with helping me get the barons back on level? Just because the barons are kind of advancing with their goals a little bit, I'm willing to help you out. I'm willing to scratch your back if you scratch mine. But I understand if that's asking a little too much. I'm gonna go on to the next scenario while you make a decision. The Finn folks send a stagecoach made from a giant clam pulled by seahorses. You equip your magic breathing rod and hop inside. The clam carriage plunges back beneath the waves, and you are whisked down into the murky depths. A few hours later, you arrived at an undersea citadel of kelp-woven huts. Their prince meets you at a grand table formed of knotted coral. Tiny finfolk sprawling swim around your legs as you sit. Greetings. Oh my god, he's hot. Okay. Sorry. That caught me off guard. I'm like, oh no. He's actually kind of attractive. He's attractive in the way like the Zoras from Zelda are hot. I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine with that being a clip on the internet. That's awesome. Greetings, Your Majesty. We're honored to have such a prestigious visitor. Wow, this place is amazing. A whale passes overhead, momentarily dousing you in a shadow. So you're here to discuss my betrothal. Oh, sorry. So you're here to discuss my betrothal to Archduke Shomo and the island. No, I'm gonna see if I'll ask for help if necessary. But I think I'll be okay. I wanna carry this the way I'm going to. So your betrothed and the island I'm giving him as a dowry. May I ask, what do you have to give him a dowry? Or first of all, I must offer my... More like fine folk, am I right? Awooga! Oops, I dropped a big bag of pearls. Could you pick them up for me? First of all, I must offer my congratulations. Or actually... I'm gonna say this. Well, it's a very small island. The Archduke assured me that it wasn't worth very much. After all, you surface folk have so much land already. I'm not gonna risk the military one. That is so not worth it right now. Actually, the island's worth a huge amount to us. Oh, really? How interesting. The Archduke told me differently. Okay, well now the skill check is gone. The new island could cause a war between your future husband and I. A war, really, I can't risk that. It seems my betrothed has misled me about the importance of this island. Such deceit. He is not the man I thought him to be. I will have to call off the wedding. Thank you for clearing things for me. Why should I go so soon? Let's have a drink. The Finn folk prince offers you a bitter seaweed beer, which you imbibe through the complex underwater drinking mechanism. For hours, you and him swap stories and commiserate over the hardships of royalty. As the night draws on, you find yourself and the prince growing closer and closer. A touch on the knee, a stroke of the gills. Could you take things further? All right. We're gonna kiss him. We're gonna kiss him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You spend a pleasurable night with the Finfos Prince atop a bed of woven kelp. It'll be a night you remember for a long time, but it's over far too quickly. Yes! We did it! Propose to marry the Fishfolk Prince. When you drop to one knee, the Finfolk Prince makes a startled noise that sounds like a frog throwing up a set of throwing up a set of bagpipes. You cannot be serious. This is so fast. You don't even know my name. What's your name? My name is Glorb. Problem solved. I have only just decided to end my betrothal to the Archduke. You would have me move on so quickly? We're destined to be together. But what about your vindictive nobles, your hidebound priests? Your kingdom is less accepting of my kind than the Isle of Saul. Love can overcome any hurdle. This is madness, but with a gentle smile, Glorb grabs your hand. Yes, 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 1,000 times, yes. In fact, why wait? Let's get married right now. We can formalize things in your cathedral later. But how many of your kind can boast of having an underwater wedding? The prince rushes about the village, organizing an impromptu ceremony. Before you know it, you're swimming down the aisle, a manta ray draped around your shoulders like a cloak. Do you take me as your husband? I do. Glorb draws you in for a passionate kiss. The watching villagers cheer, filling the choral filling the choral church with bubbles. And so we are married. Yeah, we got achievement. And so we are married in the eyes of the Deep Queen. I suppose we must journey to the surface and marry in the eyes of your ninth god as well. I'm so looking forward to meeting your courtiers. They'll love you, but in the back of your mind, you're worried the church is not going to take this lightly. The next day, after a wonderful wedding night, you and your new husband travel back to the surface in a clamshell carriage. So how did it... Oh, ninth above, you brought the Finfolk Prince back with you. The Chancellor turns a faint shade of red at the sight of your handsome, glistening husband. Indeed, good Chancellor, and we are married now. Ah, I see. Well, may I be the first to congratulate you, Your Majesty, but the church will not be happy to when they find out. Of course they won't. Oh my god. This escalated so quickly. This escalated so fast. I didn't expect that. I'm not complaining, but I was not expecting. I think my girlfriend is watching this, guys. Oh man. Then the Chancellor go look at your husband behind your back. You know what? Honestly, yeah. You know what? Honestly, he caught me off guard. He did. I'm not someone who really tends to simp for people in games in that way, but just sometimes you have a moment where it's just like, oh my god. Anyway, what do you mean eligible options? I'm already married. Well, I spent weeks finding some suitable matches for you, but I suppose given the circumstances, I wasted my time. Welcome to the Glorb Club. I'm happy to be here. Oh, cool. So it just ends the eligible options. Oh, so then that worked out perfectly. Wow. The Isle of Saul is right here. Or is right here. Interesting. Okay. Wow. That worked so much better than I thought it was going to. I thought it would... Alright. I'm not complaining. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Terrible news, the kingdom prospers. The treasury is practically overflowing. I didn't expect the new king to be competent. Nobody did. We must work harder to bankrupt him. The patricians aim to lower the treasury to 500 or less. Or 1,500 or less. Good luck with that. Ooh. This one's useless. I don't really care about that. I am willing to take Golden Choice and get rid of the Monarch's vote because I'm not going to use it, but I'd rather give you guys I'd rather tempt you guys with money. And as promised... Oh, wait, okay. I didn't have the chance to bribe you. I promised the counts. The next time I have the chance to bribe you guys, I will. I just haven't gotten the chance yet. Money. Oh, there's a rogue golem in the march. Oh no. Oh no. A rogue golem has crossed into our territory over the Ashmedan border, my liege. This could be an exciting opportunity. What's so exciting about it? Please, my liege, this is our chance to figure out how this golem magic works. We could even turning it against Ashmedi. Your Majesty, the barons would drown their own grandmothers to gain an advantage over Ashmedi, or I see, or over the counts and patricians. Golems are an offense to the ninth god, and they're dangerous. We should destroy it before it gets out of control. Okay. We're not destroying it. Although, destroy it is the only option that has like a really solid option. That's interesting. B or C. Okay. I am willing to put a golden choice on C. Because I like C. Or C depends on trade, and we have a lot of trade. Trade is actually like a legitimately good option. You know what? I'm gonna do that. C. If you vote C, you get some money. Vote C, get paid. Hopefully. I'm not really, truth be told, I'm not really rooting for you guys because, you know, you are trying to kill me. But I'm willing to try shit out. I'm in a pretty good spot considering my goals. All right, going once, going twice. Sold. We're doing the take it apart and find its secrets. The secrets of the golem have been mysterious for too long. I'll put our very best artisans to work figuring it out. And your faith is going down even more. Oh, it failed and now your trade is down. That actually worked out very well for me. As they disassemble it, however, some kind of Ashmedian safety measure gets tripped. The golem goes wild, killing dozens of artisans. Oh, damn it. It went down. All right. When it goes on rampage, pulling up farmland and massacring peasants across the march. After many casualties... Wow, that really tore you apart. Okay. After many casualties, marcher troops are finally able to put it down. In the aftermath, you're left with nothing but clay shards and regret. Yeah, wow. Okay. Didn't expect that. A controversial wedding. I cannot wait. I cannot. Okay. Your Highness, the East has been struck with a plague, and not just a plague, a dancing plague. What kind of dance? All kinds, but the most popular is one where you shake your arms back and forth across your body. The youth call it the thread, although I have no idea what that means. It affects everyone, even dogs and cats. We don't know how it started, but it's spreading quickly. Whole villages are dancing themselves half to death. Okay. Oh god, 2 of these are bad. Shit. Well, 2 out of 3 of these are bad for me. So, no dancing. I'm actually going to call for unity on this one, because that might reduce the overall impact of the vote. Ooh, we have a split decision here. If anyone would like to vote, we need another vote. Split the decision. Personally, I'm actually kind of fine with either option. Because raising my authority ain't bad. And raising your defiance delays your plot a lot. I'm really trying to think of what my decision is here. Going once. Going twice. Alright, votes tied at 2. I don't want to touch my... You might get it with B. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say B. Okay. The peasantry and nobility are unhappy with the new dancing band, which has earned you the moniker of Cantankerous King. Worse still, it doesn't slow the spread. No matter how much one is flogged or fined, they continue to dance. Soon your bailiffs are threading along with them. Well, I need to raise my stability badly. You stare out over the assembled faces of your nobles. You have a big announcement for them, and you're not sure how they'll take it. Badly, you expect. You clear your throat. I've married the Finfolk prince. Your servants blow trumpets to signal his arrival. He steps out beside you, his feet slapping on the marble, and waves awkwardly. I will do my best to bring our peoples together. For too long, land and sea have failed to understand each other. A collective gasp ripples throughout the ranks of nobles. Someone faints. One of the patricians spits out a mouthful of wine. Depths below, the king has married a fish. Someone fetch the archbishop. Oh my god. By the blood of the dead, you married a Finfolk over one of our eligible candidates? At least you found a match with royal blood. I'm hoping this marriage will herald a new era of tolerance. The nobles mutter darkly among themselves. News of your Finfolk husband spreads like wildfire through the kingdom. It's not long before there's an outraged archbishop is petitioning the council. Your Majesty, this undersea wedding is not legitimate. Finfolk traditions have no authority in this kingdom, and I will not allow your fishy friend to set a single webbed foot into St. Bertrand's Cathedral. All right. I'm going to rebel to lose now. I'm sorry. I'm going to veto no wedding. Just because, like, why would I do that? We're having a wedding. You just have to choose whether or not it's going to be in the cathedral or not. I personally would like it if you chose B, but you can choose whatever you want. And I'm sorry, I promise you, you will get a bribe coming your way. Just don't rebel. A lot of the decisions were not directly my fault. We need someone to vote. No one has voted. All right, we got one. Gonna give a little bit more time in case Arda wants to throw their hat in the ring here. Oh, now we got 2. I think that's majority. Because Zephyra, I believe, is not playing right now. All right, going once. Going twice. Voting is closed. Alright. Your wedding to the Finfolk prince is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Commoners travel from every corner of the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. Many nobles refuse to attend the event. Even now, they're still furious that you're marrying a Finfolk. On the day of the ceremony, the streets are packed, but St. Bertrand's Cathedral is nearly empty. But when you walk down the aisle to see Glorb waiting at the altar, nothing else matters. Ugh, do you take this fish as your lawfully wedding husband? I object. Oh my god, the scandal. You'd recognize that figure anywhere. It's Archdeuce Shomo, the man who had been betrothed to the Finfolk prince until you swooped in. You stole my husband, snake, fiend, I want my island. The Archduke is swiftly bundled away by security, but you suspect that's not the last you'll hear from him. You turn your attention back to the Archbishop, who's rolling his eyes. I do. Then I pronounce you and your pronounce you husband and fish. Now get out of here. You're greeted outside by a huge, cheering crowd. The nobles and church may not like it, but the common folk adore your new Finfolk husband, and we got more stability and authority now. They like me. They really like me. You and your husband head back to the palace where you celebrate long into the night. It's hours before the two of you have any time alone. Surface customs are so fascinating. I was particularly impressed by your land horses. So, what now? I can't stay above water for more than a week, and my people still need a leader. We'll work it out. Of course we will. Let's hope your nobles will get used to my presence. They'll quickly realize how amazing you are. Oh, you flatter me. You never knew a Finfolk could blush like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Care to join me in bed? No time like the present. Come here, my darling husband. You don't get much sleep. Oh my god. I'm going to be hearing about this. I'm going to be hearing about this later. The church condemns you, but the peasants are on your side for once. Across the kingdom, more and more ordinary people are striking up relationships with Finfolk and getting married in the shallows. The improved relations between sea and shore are particularly beneficial for the coast, where Finfolk happily herd fish to coastal nets. See, I helped out the patricians. So they can stop calling me fucking heathens. Stop calling my husband a fish. He's a Finfolk for your fucking information, you racist assholes. I'm sorry. This has taken a weird turn that I didn't expect, but I'm not disappointed. Can we have a kid? Far in the east, Countess King Israel is hosting a dinner party in our castle with a few distinguished guests. What a bloody disaster of a year. We're clashing with the king on a daily basis. The spy master will never trust us at this rate. Ugh. How go... I know. Yeah, that's true. I know. How goes the search for a lookalike? Not well. The best I've found is a peasant with a wrong-shaped nose, the wrong-colored eyes, and a wooden leg. Don't let that discourage you. Keep searching. Our doppelganger is out there, I'm sure. The counts aim to lower their defiance to 4 or less. Okay. Oh, rebellion report. The monarchy currently has no heir. Oh, rebellion. One or more regions are able to rebel as their defiance is higher than both authority and stability. If the rebels get more victory points than the loyalists, then they'll win. If the loyalists get more victory points than the rebels, they'll put down the rebellion and continue the game. If multiple regions rebel and win, the vote between 2 rebelling regions and the highest stats will determine the successor. Important rebelling regions have their schemes paused. Regions with a high military stat are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. If stability, authority, and treasure hit 0, the rebel... Okay. Well. Alright. I'm keeping track of everything. I will do everything I can to help you lower this number here. I promise I will help you. Actually, we're going to go there first and help you out. Count William Ildor stands before you, hopping frantically from one foot to the other as he speaks. The plague, your majesty, it's spreading. Why, I think I've been infected myself. Get him out of here. It's a bit late for that, your majesty. Half the kingdom is infected by now. You need to do something or we'll dance ourselves to death. It may look fun, but trust me, it's anything but. All right. Okay. Infect the nobility. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to veto this option. I actually don't want your defiance to get up any higher. I'm fine with where it's at. I'm fine like bringing it down now. All right, start the vote. All right, time is up. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds. We're gonna go once, going twice. Sold. Hire a wizard. All right, it takes a lot out of it and actually does help the patricians out a little bit. Waiting for the wizard, you wonder if your foot tapping is impatience or infection. When she finally arrives, Pestia is clad in tightly wrapped black silks and wears a face mask that resembles the skull of a giant rodent. Her voice is dark and croaky. I heard you were having a plague problem, Your Majesty. It's not just a plague, it's a dancing plague. That explains the bouncy watchman on the way in. I thought he was happy to see me. Not every day I get such a warm welcome, you can imagine. I'm an expert in plague and pestilence, but not in the dancing kind. You must know something that can help. You have hired me, so I will do what I can, but I make no promises. As Pestia leaves the throne room accompanied by a cloud of flies, you pray to the ninth god she will find a cure soon. All right. We'll go down here. Behold, Your Majesty. Baron Arda II pulls aside a tarpaulin to reveal a granite statue of Ehrman. The statue was impeccably designed, its expression in frozen grimace. A frozen grimace. A sad sight, is it not? That's not a statue, is it? Astutely observed, my liege. This is all that remains of my fellow baron. It seems the stone maiden is abroad in March. Well, I know she's abroad. She's called the Stone Maiden. Isn't there a fairy tale about the Stone Maiden? Old women scare their children with tales of her, yeah. She's a walking statue with burning yellow eyes. All who meet her gaze are turned to stone. She sleeps for years at a time before waking and terrorizing the kingdom. She must have ambushed airmen on their last hunting trip. Please, Your Highness, we must do something. All right, what's the vote? Ooh, none of these are good chances. I'm gonna call for unity in this one. I would like D. I don't think any of these options are necessarily good, but I think D is probably one of the better ones. I'm gonna be right back, though. I shall be back. I know I want the D. That's why I got the Fishman. Alright, I'm back. Ugh. Does anyone else want to vote before I call it. I know you've had a little bit of an opportunity, but I do want to just give one more chance. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Alright. Voting is closed. See you around, King. You send for an expert folklorist from Quail University. According to legend, the Stone Maiden mourns her long-lost love, the third god. Perhaps she seeks revenge on the ninth god who drowned her lover. That's an interesting theory, but it's hardly helpful. Unfortunately, your council draws a blank on the best course of action. You can only watch helplessly at what comes next. The Stone Maiden and... oh my god. The Stone Maiden in rage stalks the march for weeks on end, turning thousands of peasants into twisted granite figures. At long last, she retreats to her lair deep underground and falls asleep once more. On the bright side, the Barons now have plenty of oddly realistic statues of Stell. Oh, cool. Baron's got some money. Happy for you guys. Right. Scarf the Magnificent, I have a surprise for you. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. When you open them again, you're looking at a map. There's a new dot in the middle of the Ghost Sea. What's this? I've raised a new island for you. Call it a wedding present. When you announce the good news, the marshal is ecstatic. Even your nobles are grudgingly impressed. Let's see what the council wants to do with this new island. Alright, another vote. Okay, so I have golden choice. So I can ask you guys what to do here. I think upping military would be decent. I'll golden choice A. All right, vote. Cast your votes now. Time's up, but I'm gonna wait for anyone who wants to cast a vote. Just waiting on one. All right, we got a vote for A. We're going to... I'm going to give you guys one more chance. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Voting is closed. All right, you got a little bit of money. We got some more stability. We got some more military. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad I like it too. And that's the end of the season. Oh, we got funding. We got some funding to do. I'm gonna let you guys handle that. Anyone? Just a reminder, if you're interested in joining, you can join at any time with !join. Things are starting to get Things are starting to get spicy here. Never too late to join in. Oh, it's never too late to join in on the action. Excuse me. All right, time is up. No one donated anything. But no one is voting on a rebellion. So we'll call it a win. Oh, sorry, dude. You're a little late. Your Majesty, the famine in the march grows worse by the day. Oh, damn it. Riots are breaking out in all major townships, from Kellenberg to Zerbimar. Starving mobs are pillaging bakeries, granaries, and merchant houses. What are we to do? All right. Let's see. You know what? We need a call for unity. All right, go ahead. Vote. Time is up. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. Going once. Going twice. Actually, no, I can't go once or twice. Because no one has voted. I don't think I'm allowed to end the vote until someone votes. So we're at an impasse here. Oh, we got D. Or, okay. That works. Voting is closed. That is the decision. How dare you take our goods from us without compensation? We had a very valuable trade deal in place. We planned to sell that grain to Saul for a steep profit. Now it's fallen through, and I'd already paid for the cargo space. All right. Oh, shut up, backwit. My people are starving. Immense quantities of surplus grain are diverted from the coast to the march. And once the peasants have bread again, the riots cease. There's enough to tide them over until the next harvest. All right. Oh, we have two here. We're going to have a Solish assassin. Ooh. One bright moment, you are taking a stroll in the palace gardens, arm in arm with your beloved husband. And with the help of my Finn folk villagers, we can build underwater roads which can open up trade between... Lorb is interrupted by a black-clad figure wielding a crossbow oh my god. Pops out of a mulberry bush and takes careful aim at his heart. No! Dive in front of the crossbow bolt. Time seems slow. You dive in front of your husband. A moment later, one of your coastal gladiators dives in front of you. A bolt strikes him in the stomach, sending him crashing to the floor. The rest of your honor guard rush towards and chop the would-be assassin to pieces. By the depths, my life flashed before my eyes. Your Majesty, are you all right? How is the king's consort? We're both fine. See the squid tattoo on the side of the attacker's face? That's the mark of the Blue Octopus, an assassin's guild from Saul. It seems Archduke Shomo is still annoyed that you stole his husband. Evidently, the Archduke has decided that if he can't have me, no one can. Alright. Just beef up security, dummy. I'm going to veto that. We need as much stability as we can. Time to vote. A or B. I would prefer B. But I'm not the one who's voting. Oh, you chose A. Interesting. Okay. That actually does help the patricians out. It also lowers their defiance. Or it lowers someone's defiance. I don't know if it blanket lowers it. Alright. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Counter assassins. Your Majesty, I have sought out the services of a child of the Viper. They are far more effective than the Blue Octopus amateurs from the Isle of Saul. Rest assured, Your Majesty, 2 weeks from today, the Archduke will be dead. The assassin is as good as her word, and a fortnight. Nice. Archduke Shomo is found unresponsive in his bed, having apparently died of a heart attack. There's no sign of a struggle. No one officially accuses you, but rumors swirl. The nobles mutter their complaints much more quietly now. And that just blanket lowered defiance, which is great. And more importantly, no one messes with your husband. That's fucking right. No one messes with my husband. This is my man. And nobody finna touch him. Gunpowder smuggling. Your Highness, the barons of the March are attempting to amass a store of gunpowder. You know, the explosive black powder from Kurth. What can I do? The barons have established contracts with Kurth merchants. No doubt at great expense. Without the coin to purchase more powder, however, their plot will fail. As it stands, the barons' trade is strong enough to procure a large gunpowder stockpile. If you wish to stop them, you'll have to act fast. You bring the revelations, which the barons wholeheartedly deny to the council. Alright. Get paid. We only have one option here, really. Time to vote. Time's up, but no votes cast in. We need a vote. Just one. Just one is all it takes. Ah! Alright. B is decided then. Interesting choice, but okay. Voting is closed. Threatened Kurth with... Oh, okay. So it delays it for 1 season. Kurth doesn't respond lightly to threats of sanctions, but they're also not willing to jeopardize trade relations over some of their more enterprising merchants. The gunpowder import has slowed to a trickle, but it hasn't stopped. The Baron's stat goal will not be evaluated until the end of next season. Alright, so we need to lower their... We need to lower it. In a dingy seaside tavern, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. The treasury is practically empty, and the king is struggling to fund his ambitions. We're perfectly placed to offer him a loan. So helpful of us. Indeed, these loan agreements will be as friendly as a bear trap, absolutely loaded with hidden catches and small print. Now watch me work my magic. Good evening, Lord Patrician. What exactly is the purpose of this meeting? I heard that the king's recent money troubles, and I thought we could both benefit. Signed here and here. This agreement does seem fair. Very well, I'll sign. The king will be pleased. Good night, Lord Patrician, and may the ninth bless you. See, as easy as pie. But it's not enough to bankroll the king. The rest of the kingdom must be in debt as well. To advance their scheme, the patricians must have the highest trade of all regions in 3 seasons, which they do have. Alright. A promise is a promise. I will bribe the counts. Promise is a promise. Now I don't owe you anything. I love how you're still on the verge of rebellion, though, because our other stats are so crap right now. Alright. Pillar of the community. Your Majesty, I regret to have to bring you this matter, but there's no other way. We've been tracking an Eastern criminal who's wanted in conjunction with a number of high-profile incidents back home. We thought she'd slipped the net until recently, when we discovered that she fled to the March a number of years ago. But the Barons are refusing to let us investigate further. Who is this criminal? We don't know her real name, but the serfs call her Homewrecker Jenny. She's lied, cheated, and murdered her way half across the East. Wait a moment, are you talking about Honey-Tongue Jenny? She's a pillar of the community back in Bergdorf. She arrived a few years ago from the East and used her wealth to invest in local businesses and set up an orphanage. Everyone loves her. Surely you jest. Honey-Tongue Jenny? This woman is a bloodthirsty criminal and must be punished. Alright. This is... I'm gonna just vote. Hands off. Alright. That's the vote. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Send her back to the East. But Honey-Tongue Jenny sits my cat every Wednesday. Who's going to look after Pussykins now? I'm sorry, Baron, but she needs to face justice. The families of her victims deserve that much. And that's also good because it takes you out of rebellion range. The council's decision paints you as a fair and just king, but without Jenny's money and influence, several businesses in Bergdorf go bust. Sorry. I don't know, it's still... Oh. Oh, okay, now I see. Okay. Your Majesty, I have returned. Tell me you fixed the urge, please. I'm afraid it's far too late to contain the spread. It's clear that it was caused by an irresponsible use of magic, not by rat or flea. Still, there are a few options I can inoculate your highness and the household for a small fee. Then you can wait out the rest of this plague in peace. What are my other options? You can also attempt to break the original spell. I discovered that it came from a monastery of all places, deep inside the East. It will be a difficult procedure, you understand. Very risky. I will require further compensation. Ooh, I could order the counts to do that. Yes, I will order the counts to do that. Because it kind of fixes everything for me anyway. Pestia is quick to start her ritual, gathering many extravagantly expensive ingredients that look like they were fished out of a sewer. The ceremony is a brief affair, but the stench it leaves in the palace is unbearable. You worry it may never go away. The plague breaks overnight. People weep openly in the streets as their torment comes to an end. The whole kingdom celebrates with a day of rest, known from now on as the Day of Stillness. There is no dancing as part of the festivities, however. They've had enough of that. Alright. What is it now? Beached whale. Your esteemed highness, a great big whale washed up on the coast, right outside my villa. However, before I could order my servants to harvest the blubber, a finfolk crawled up onto the sand. It begged me for an audience with the king. Finfolk, what's that? You're married to one! Yes, I've always wanted to meet one of them. Your hopes are fulfilled where the frog-faced, green-skinned man waddles in, his flippers slapping against the marble. Your Majesty, this whale's name is Sophia, or was Sophia. She was wise and gentle and a great friend of the Finfolk. We request her return so we can sell her soul to the great, or send her soul to the great abyss with honor. In what way was this will your friend? She kept the sharks away, banished our gloom with her beautiful songs, and provided us with bounteous milk. Aw. Please return her so we can give her a proper burial. By all that glitters, you can't seriously be considering this, your esteemed highness. The beast is dead. Well, I mean, I'm married to a Finfolk. So I'm just going to veto this. Actually, no. Oh god, I hate all of these. Well, that one is especially bad. Oh, god, I hate all of this. Alright, golden choice B. Please just choose B. I beg you. I'd rather not get into a fight about this. We need a vote. We need just one. Vote A? No! No! This is gonna get me in so much shit. Alright. Fine. 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 Sophia, no, you will pay for this, surface dwellers. Oh god, I knew I should have vetoed that. You hurt me. You hurt me, so I hope you know that. However, a spat of bad fortune sees the coastal fishing vessels sunk at sea, their sailors lost forever. One of the few survivors reports that they were raided by grudge-bearing finfolk. Scarf the Magnificent, how could you? You have seen how our... Yeah, Glorb, I'm sorry. Damn it, you got me in trouble with my husband. You got me in trouble with my husband. I hope you know that. Good job. Somewhere in the dark cellar, a nervous baron is showing our guests a stupendous cache of explosive gunpowder. Behold! Great God. By my life. Isn't it rarer than gold dust? Over here it is. This isn't just the biggest stockpile in the kingdom, but the only one. Now what are we to do with it? Alright. If there's anyone in here who is still... If Arda is still here, this is your time to do it. Although if this falls through, I might end stream just because I feel like we're getting to a point where we are kind of not really playing the game as much. Oh! In the nick of time. Thank you so much for joining. Which faction are you? Oh! You're a baron now. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know what? That's fine. Just abide by like chat rules and be cool, and we're all good. All right. Oh, raise stability. That's not great. Before we can sneak this stuff anywhere, we'll have to lull the king into a false sense of security. Not to mention the fact that the roads need to be safe for transport. Oh, I see. Okay. For the final stage of their scheme, the barons must raise the stability to at least 9. Okay. The end game. At least one region has entered the final scheme of their scheme. If they pass it, they will win the game. There are some exceptions. If 2 or more regions pass the final scheme stage, the winner will be decided at random. If stability, authority, or treasure hit 0, the final scheme stage passes at the same time, the scheme takes priority. If a rebellion ends with a rebellion win and the final scheme stage passes at the same time, the scheme takes priority. The monarch can only win in ambition events, which will appear after acquired an heir. Got it. I am actually going to adopt that and get rid of Golden Choice. Because last time I left out the Golden Choice, you got me in trouble with my husband, and I'm sure that's going to come up. I could be royally screwed. But that's really all I can do right now. Lord Patrician Elphobubazar is here to see you, Your Majesty. He wants to sell you a crab. Of course he does. It's the latest trend along the coast, Your Majesty. The patricians are starting keeping a species of jeweled crab as a fashionable pet. The creatures are so rare that no one can now sell for as much as a mansion. Very well, send them in. Thank you for seeing me, Your Majesty. I know the price is steep, but I assure you these crabs will only go up. What a waste of time. Yeah, I'm doing that. Of course, such a drastic measure will require a vote. You summon your councils at once. The Pats are pirates and... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, well... And also, I'm fucking mad at them because I'm mad at them. I'm mad at them. Because those motherfuckers got me in trouble with my husband. So this is a rigged vote. Oh no, that was the wrong thing to rip. You have one option. Choose it. You got me in trouble with my husband. So now I'm going to be unbelievably mean to you. Deal with it. I also need to lower your trade while I'm at it. You know what? I usually give you options, but in this case, I had to be Mr. Nice, or no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm sorry, I had to. I had to. Now that the sale of crabs is illegal, the pinchy little creatures are more valuable than ever. Damn it. A gang of crab smugglers spring up along the coast, murdering each other for profitable reefs. Thousands of fishermen start hunting crabs instead of the fish to sustain the coastal diet. Okay, I may have made that worse. Anyway, off to the east. Greedy coastal merchants are taking advantage of cheap eastern labor, Your Grace, exploiting our natural resources and putting our trade companies out of business. They're vultures. Vultures! This is really a problem. This is just business. Alright. Well, I promise. I will promise. You know, that's fair. I am going to put a vote for A. Actually, I'm going to put a vote for A. Does it? Well, well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because I'm trying to up my stability. I'm trying to reduce the amount of trade that the patricians have currently. And C helps them specifically. I'm willing to take A. I'm voting for A. Well, it's not towards the treasury, it's towards their personal wealth. Okay. It was towards their personal wealth. All right, fine. See, this is why I do this stuff. This is why I do things that limit your choice. This doesn't benefit either of you. Great. Now the East is even more vengeful. Thank you. And now the patricians are even richer. I don't get any money off of that. They get money off of that. It didn't benefit. Sorry, but like, how did it benefit me? What did I get from that? Your marriage to Glorb is not what you'd hoped. He seldom sleeps in your bed, and over breakfast, you exchange only a few frosty words before he departs for a combat drill. The last thing on your mind is procuring an heir, but the kingdom must prevail. Well, you're finally married. I'm very happy, thank you. Your happiness isn't as important as fulfilling your duty to the kingdom, but I'm happy you found a way to do both. You've done well so far, but something is still missing. Fair enough. An heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard or one of the youngest kind. Husband and I will have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to that. I will arrange for you to take a month off of your ruling so you can get down to business. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and that's going to come bite me back for them. Great. All right. Your Majesty, will you tell these superstitious barons to get over themselves and let us harvest their trees? We need the wood for our craftspeople. I've told you 1,000 times, Count. Hey, look. Lone Ranger, you're here now. That forest is thoroughly haunted. You'll damn us if you go logging there. But you sold us a logging contract, and the contract has said no exclusions for haunting. Your Highness, the barons cannot be allowed to wiggle out of their commitments. All right. They were haunted and the whole kingdom would die. Okay. So what do I do? What is your thoughts on this? Actually, I'm just gonna vote. I'm just gonna vote. Call for stability. All right. Going once. Going twice. Sold. All right, let's see now. Oh, we got it. Cool. And now your defiance is higher. But my lumber, I paid for that. Give it a rest, won't you? The council has spoken. It's for your own good. Fair enough. When it's clear the council won't reconsider its position, Count William Eldora slinks back to the east. The haunted forest falls back into obscurity and legend. The problem is now it is as high as it possibly can get, and they can rebel at pretty much any time they want. Your Majesty, I wish to speak with you about the situation in the march. The barons never treated their duties to the church with as much reverence as it deserves, but now the march has abandoned the ninth god altogether. Allow me to send some of my best missionaries to the march. It's for the good of the realm. I'll have to bring it to the council. Of course, Your Majesty. I would expect nothing less. I'll let you guys have this. I don't like this decision either way. If they rebel, they can't vote, and they don't have a majority of the military. It's true, but they are pretty close. And my big situation here is that my goal is to get stability high, but I can't put it over 9. I can't have it sitting at or above 9, because that means that the barons fuck me. So This is a power play by the church, plain and simple. We won't forget this. The mission goes ahead despite protests from the barons. And it failed. The results are less than promising. After being run out of more than a dozen towns in the march, the missionaries head back to the capital with their tails between their legs. Although faith does go up, still the archbishop hopes that their preaching might have laid the groundwork for future attempts. All right. The fine print. Your Majesty, do you recall the loan agreement I signed for the... Vaguely. It turns out there were some hidden catches. Of course there were. See, the interest they're charging looked very reasonable at first, but it's doubling every 2 weeks. Before long, things will get exponential. How didn't you spot that? It was written in obnoxiously small print. Each letter was the size of an ant's breakfast. Luckily, the patricians aren't pressing us for a payment yet. But there are signs they're tricking the other regions into similar agreements. They're a trade powerhouse, the main economic engine of the kingdom. We need to call a council vote to stop the patricians before it's too late. All right. Like, we need to do this. I don't know. I'm going to just let this go to a vote. I can't call for unity. At this point, like, I'd rather have the patricians succeed a little bit more, just because it's a little bit more, like, immediately helpful. But I just don't know. It's hard for me to truly trust either one. And honestly, I'm lucky that the counts aren't voting to freaking rebel on my ass. The other regions are grateful for your gold. The patricians are upset, but there's nothing they can do except grumble. You've hampered the patricians' efforts, but not permanently. Their stat goal will not be available or evaluated until the next thing. Because they can't win if they rebel. True, but they're also not really in a good spot to win no matter what. Alright. An auction here. What's funny is the patricians don't really have an active player right now because they left. So the patricians are just kind of doing whatever, and they're still managing to win. I think you need a little bit more space. I think you need to put a space in between the A and the... Yeah, there you go. Oops, sorry about that. I'm curious, why B? Why did you fund that? I'm not complaining, but you know what I mean? I'm complaining a little bit. It doesn't really affect me that much. But it's just kind of like an odd choice. Well, in any event, none of these options help them. That's fair. For them, it's just a matter of defiance. They can't do that much. The court needs low defiance for the scheme. Yeah, I know. Crab smuggling. Greetings, Your Majesty. Ever since the sale of jeweled crabs was outlawed, crab smugglers are damn near taking over the coast. To make matters worse, the local sheriffs are so deep in the smugglers' pockets, they might as well be lint. Tell me more. Rival smugglers are murdering each other on the beaches. It's carnage out there. Okay. But we can't do either of these. Send the strongly reprimanded word. I'm going to call for unity, just so we can get a little bit more stability here. I think if we hover around 8, that will suit myself just fine. Strongly worded reprimand. Don't do that. That's about enough, mister. And that's it. Their trade is a little too high. All right, going once, going twice, going 3 times, sold. All right. All right. The sheriffs promised to do better, but it's quickly apparent that the scale of the problem is too much for them. Nothing is done about the crab smuggling, and the legitimate fishing industry along the coast suffers a terminal decline. All right, the wandering bird. Your Majesty, a traveling bard. She says she has come to compose a song for you. Not just any bard, Your Highness. The best of all the land. Sally Six Fingers, they call me. A song, you say? About me? Why, of course. In fact, I have the tune and verse all but ready. I have saved my best work for you, my king. All I require is a subject. What shall I tell the masses about you? What would you like them to aspire? Tell them to love me. I will do so, Your Highness, absolutely. Give me but a few weeks, and everyone within the crown lands will know of your benevolence. Pray, I need but a small payment of 500 gold for the time, a discounted rate for one such esteemed as yourself. Very well, take your money. The bard nods enthusiastically and heads out to do your bidding. Unfortunately, Sally is a better salesperson than a songwriter. She composes a song, yes, but it fails to capture the hearts of your people. You have her perform it for you, but it's abysmal. Nothing rhymes, there's no rhythm. She doesn't even pronounce her name correctly. Yeah, we're a bit broke. Bankruptcy looms. The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. What do you suggest we do? Apart from raising taxes, we have a few precious options. We could get a bank loan, or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, so I heard. All right. Make more coins. That'll do it. I'm just gonna say make more coins. The Royal Mint begins churning out new coins, allowing you to pay off several old debts. It's gonna be stupid, but honestly, at this point, stupid's what I'm going for. Sitting on a bench outside of a sun-bleached villa, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Show me something, or let me show you something. These documents represent the accumulated debts of all the other regions in the kingdom. But how did you manage that? I thought they'd known better than to accept loans from us. Oh, they did, but there's plenty of independent money lenders that they've taken loan from over the years. Banks in Kurth, Atesh, and Tavalin. I brought all those debts for myself. Tavalin was so pleased at the generosity of my terms, he even offered us an alliance. If the patricians are ever in trouble, the Talvanese soldiers will march to our aid. Genius. So now the counts and the barons own us half their wealth, and the king owes us absolutely everything. Indeed. All that's left is to decide what we do when the time is collected. Time to collect. All right. If there are any patricians in the chat, now is the time. Although I don't know if we have any patricians. I don't really know what happens if we don't have anything. But going once, going twice. All right, nothing. Okay, they're just gonna do. I didn't get anything, so they just got the. They just got the thing. Excellent. It's rotting the juice out of this lemon. Hang on, if we try this, won't the other regions just fight back with, like, soldiers? That's why we can't negotiate from a position of weakness. We must ensure our military up to snuff. To at least not. Okay. I didn't choose anything. It just happened. All right. I am going to keep it as is. I don't need to appease anyone, honestly. Oh, heir. We might have an heir. I don't mean to exaggerate, Your Grace, but I believe I have pioneered the most incredible invention in the history of mankind. I was hosting a small party playing cards with some old friends. I called for a servant to bring me something to eat that was both tasty and convenient as my hands were occupied. But what my servant brought me that evening will change the world forever, Your Grace. Sounds like your servant invented it. Yes, and he's my employee, so I own the idea. It's only fair. Behold! She holds in the air a plate. Atop a plate are 2 slices of bread with a piece of meat wedged between them. It allows the hungry noble to consume 2 slices of bread plus meat all at once, saving valuable time. Meanwhile, the bread serves as an impregnable barrier, preventing one's hands from being besmirched by meaty juices. Ingenious. Naturally, this is my invention. I propose we name it after me. In a few years' time, I expect everyone to be having a nice King Israel for lunch. But naturally, this innovation cannot be made available for free. Every time a King Israel is consumed, I expect a small royalty payment. All right. I'm actually not going to call for unity here. I'm just going to have this vote. I'm interested in seeing what you guys want with this. Yeah, I like that option as well. In some of the games that I was playing and like testing, we got this exact scenario, and it was very enjoyable. Oh, there's a tie. There's a tie. Interesting. All right, going once, going twice, going 3 times, sold. All right, it's tied at 1. I'm gonna go haha funny. Because it is. Blood and Stars, he wouldn't have invented the snack if I hadn't specifically requested a convenient meal. Despite Count Israel's propositions, the servant is brought before you. Hello, Your Majesty. Most people call me Footlong, due to my, large feet. Footlong, I like the sound of that. It's decided, henceforth this innovative dish shall be called a footlong. Footlongs prove a massively popular luncheon. Bakeries spring up across the East experimenting with new ingredients. Turns out you can put almost anything between 2 slices of bread. Awesome. I'm gonna go to your heir. I want to see my son. Your quest to find an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask the crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with nervous silence. My child. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating your heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Oh no, that's a little bit too high. My liege, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your child. What is their name? Scarf the Magnificent II. Huzzah, Your Majesty. I'm sure little Scarf the Magnificent II will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. Oh no. Okay. That's not going to be good for me, because the barons are knocking on the door of succeeding. And I have a very distinct feeling, unless I have an option to lower the stability now. Your Majesty, I have an idea. The best since lined parchment, I dare say. An expedition to Kerr. Kerr? Who is that? The vastness of Kerr, Your Majesty. The great unexplored and untamed continent far across the eastern sea. Kerr! Or Chur. I'm going to say Kerr. You have a lot of wealth at the moment, Your Highness. It's just sitting around collecting dust. Why not make a sound investment and send explorers to Kerr? Who knows what they might find? Treasure, rare materials, ancient history, a new disease. She's a bit too animated when she says the word disease. That sounds like a fine idea. Her eyes light up from behind her spectacles. Wonderful news. I should make preparations immediately. Expect a brief on your desk very soon. All right. The barons better not kill me, I swear to God. I'm fine with what we have. Oh no, there's only one. Too quiet. Oh, well, oh no. You wake up to birdsong outside your bedroom or windows. All is right in the world. Head downstairs for breakfast. Putting on your dressing gown and slippers, you hobble down the spiral staircase of your tower, though you're expecting your advisors to come pestering you with problems. It's peaceful. Almost too peaceful. Have a look around the palace. You spend some time looking around the palace. A few of the servants are surprised to see you up and about, dipping their heads in deference as you pass. A short while later, just as you're about to give up and head to breakfast, you notice something right out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's fair. In one of the dark corners that you rarely visit, you spot an old door that you don't recall ever seeing. It's been broken from the inside. I'm gonna gather the honor guard before heading inside. It doesn't take long for them to arrive. Your marshal is in tow. Together you grab torches and venture into the forbidding darkness. You find yourself carefully tiptoeing down a flight of spiral stairs into some old forgotten cellar. I don't like this, Your Majesty. Something is wrong. At the bottom, oh no! I know exactly what's happening. At the bottom, the passage connects to the catacombs which sprawl beneath the city. A back door to the palace. Investigate the catacombs. Ancient skulls look like you venture through the morbid labyrinth. Faces twisted to mocking smiles by the flickering torchlight. Though you stumble, completely lost for only a few minutes, it feels like hours. Eventually you're back where you started, and still you know something is wrong. When you head back to the main passage, you're surprised by seeing a human shape. Your Majesty, Marshal, what a surprise. Who are you? Never mind that. You're just in time. What is the meaning of this? Explain yourself right now. The room is filled to the brim with barrels, marked with symbols of Kern. I think the barons just won. The barons of March send their regard. Gunpowder, you think, just as the stranger in front of you drops their torch into an open barrel. The very last thought that enters your head. Out in the capital, a young woman opens her window to empty a chamber pot into the street. In an instant, she's knocked backwards by a shockwave coming from the palace. There's a flash of light as a colossal cache of gunpowder detonates. The windows are shattered and shutters are blown open. Dust and smoke billows down the street, shrouding the city in utter darkness. Later, all that remains of the royal palace is a smoldering crater. It's not long before the barons march into the capital and restore order. No one in the kingdom dare challenge them after that display of power. Historians of the future are quick to note one silver lining to the cloud of soot and death that comes from your reign. At least you didn't suffer long. Congratulations, barons. Congratulations. Yeah, see, the stability's back down. Alright. Boom! Alright, I'll read this. Boom! King Scarf the Magnificent's reign end with not a whimper but a bang. True. The patricians failed to turn... That's because the barons got, like, exceptionally lucky with their goals. The patricians failed to turn the kingdom's debt against it at the moment, and the moment had passed. Ever practical, they set about collecting the interest and hoarding wealth, waiting for the time to scheme once more. All that remained of the count's attempts to usurp the crown was a prisoner deep under the castle, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumor. All that remained of the palace and of anyone who opposed the baron's rule was a smoking crater. The other nobles were too shocked to process as Matthias improvised a throne from an armchair and ordered reconstruction to begin. All right. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. You know what? That was interesting. I liked that a lot. I think I'm gonna call it here. Oh, you may continue a game. Complete games. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate. I'm so glad you followed after you won. I really appreciate that. Dynasty events. Your second game will include dynasty events. Will continue the story of the previous event. Interesting. Okay, so there's actually more. Continue your dynasty. Oh, so we can continue. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so that'll be something fun for next time. Because I am going to call it here, unfortunately. But this was amazingly fun. I'm gonna go find someone who we can raid. Let's see. Who is live right now? Who's live in this category? All right, we'll drop you in there. All right, we're gonna rate these guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, y'all. Actually, I probably should outro this real quick. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed this a lot. Have a good one, y'all.